Hello my friends, welcome to your new moon solar eclipse in Libra yoga class. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. This is a full free yoga class for the new moon solar eclipse in Libra coming up on October 2nd. If you want to know more about the energy of this new moon in Libra, of like what's kind of going on, I'm going to give a very brief overview before we get started here. But I do have a full free video here on my channel as well that is also a tarot reading that is everything you need to know for this new moon solar eclipse coming up on October 2nd. This is a yoga class for us to tap into those energies in a more physical, mental, emotional, spiritual type of way, but definitely in the physical. We're going to be doing some physical asana today. Now, I am a trauma-informed, accessible yoga teacher. This class is all levels friendly. This class is plus size friendly. I do recommend that you set yourself up for success. So have any props that you need nearby. I have my yoga blocks here. You can have a pillow, bolster, blanket block, anything that you need for your practice, anything that supports you. Go ahead and grab it. I used to have these really cool moon phase yoga blocks, but I lost them in the move. I just moved 2,700 miles across the country to Salem, and I lost my cool moon phase yoga blocks. So I got some other nifty ones from Amazon. But yeah, have any props that you need around you, have them ready, set yourself up for success. Of course, Jack is going to lay right where I need to go for this yoga class. It's fine. He's just, a handy dandy assistant that always gets in my way. If you have dogs, you know. Anywho, this is the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Libra rules the heart chakra, so that's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to be opening up the heart, also a little bit into the hips as well, because this new moon solar eclipse in Libra is also paired with Venus in Scorpio, so it has this very dark, divine, feminine energy to it, very sacral chakra energy to it. We're going to tap into that in this class today. Eclipse seasons are about endings, new beginnings, new pathways, new portals, changes, fated events. If things are feeling a little chaotic, that's probably why. Again, if you want to know more about what's actually happening astrologically and the energy, check out the other video here on my channel. We're going to get into this. We're just going to tap into this Libra energy, our heart chakra, our anahata chakra. We're going to open it. We're going to get a little, we're just going to open that heart. We're focusing on balance in the heart, right? It's equal giving and receiving. I feel like a lot of us are very tapped into like the giving energy, but sometimes we have to receive, that's that Empress energy, which is also that, Venusian Venus energy, that Libra energy. We also have to receive. So, and that's what new moons, new moons are about: manifestation, setting new intentions, setting goals. And while it can get a little bit chaotic in eclipse season, we want to open ourselves up to receive, even if it can be a little chaotic. So we're going to get right on into it. We are going to get started seated. You can sit in any position that feels good for you, any easy seated pose that feels good. If you like to sit like me, cross-legged, you can. You can sit on a pillow, bolster, blanket, block. You can sit with your legs extended. Whatever easy seated pose means to you, go ahead and find it. We're going to come to our space. Maybe take a second to scooch out some goodness out from underneath you so you can really feel those seat bottoms, those hip bottoms on the mat, and we're going to get nice and settled. You can have your palms facing down to ground, palms facing up to receive, or if you like a little as above so below balancing action, you can have one palm facing down, one palm facing up. Choose your own adventure, do what feels right for you. Remember that everything I say is an option, not an order, and we'll go ahead and get started. So you can keep the eyes open or closed, whatever feels good. And we're just going to start to bring our awareness to our breath. We're not changing anything about it. We're just noticing as it goes in and out. Tapping into our breath is a very simple way of tapping into that air energy. Libra is an air sign. So just start to notice what happens in the body as you breathe. Maybe you feel the shoulders rise, the chest expand, the belly expand, taking up space. And on the exhale, a gentle release, a gentle relaxation in the body. You can start to allow these breaths to get maybe longer, maybe a little deeper. And as we breathe here, we're just taking a moment for ourselves, a moment to check in with the mind, the body, the soul here on our mats, taking, this moment for ourselves, tapping into the present. Little moment of mindfulness, maybe asking yourself, how do I feel? What's going on? as we breathe and we find this moment of mindfulness, we're also practicing non-judgment, non-attachment. So if you notice any tensions, blockages, constraints, anything that's coming up, we're noticing it, we're acknowledging it, we're maybe getting a little curious, but we're not judging ourselves for it. We're not getting attached to it. If you find yourself getting attached, maybe just take a big inhale in through the nose and exhale side out. And continue these long, deep inhales and exhales. And if you'd like to set an intention for this class, for this new moon solar eclipse, you can do so here. It can be anything that feels right for you. Any I am statement, I am affirmation. Maybe I am open to receive. Maybe I am loved. Maybe I'm on the right path. You know, eclipses open these pathways to us. Anything that feels right for you, you can say it out loud, tap into that throat chakra, that air energy, or you can say it in your mind. And we'll seal it with a breath. So we'll take a really big inhale in through the nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale, side out. You can allow those breaths to return to normal. Gently bringing your awareness back into your space and back into your body. You can open your eyes if they are closed. And we're going to start to invite in some movement here. We're just going to start to warm up the heart, the chest, the shoulders. So we're going to start with some shoulder circles. So we're going to pull the shoulders forward and they're going to go all the way up to our ears. We're going to inhale here. And then we're going to drop them back, squeezing the shoulder blades behind us and down on the exhale. So inhale, forward and up. And exhale, down and back. Now you can take these as slow or as fast as you want to. You can also make them as big or as small as you want to. So maybe we kind of start small and maybe we start to get bigger. Maybe get the arms involved in there. Again, inhaling forward and up. And exhaling down and back, starting to warm up our shoulders, warm up our heart space. A couple more in this direction. And the next time our shoulders, our arms are down, we're going to reverse direction. So then this time we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades back and then up on the inhale and then forward and down on the exhale. So again, squeezing shoulders back and up on the inhale, forward and down on the exhale. And again, same thing here. If you want to make these really big, you can. If you want to keep them small, you can. You can go fast, you can go slow, just linking your breath to your movement and doing what feels good. A couple more in this direction. And the next time our arms are down, you can go ahead and release them there. Now we're going to continue to get into the chest, the heart, a little bit into the neck as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands to the backs of our heads. So our elbows are going to widen. Our chest is going to open kind of just naturally as our elbows widen here. So our hands are gently on the back of our head. And now on the inhale, we're going to lift the chin, open the elbows, open the heart, kind of dropping the head back. And on the exhale, we round forward, those elbows start to squeeze in. We maybe just pull gently on our head, not too hard. We're kind of getting to that cervical spine here at the back of the neck as well. On the inhale, we open up. And on the exhale, we round forward. Inhale, open, really pushing the chest forward, opening up the heart, maybe lifting the chin. Exhale, we round forward. Inhale, we open. Exhale, kind of crunch it forward. Last one, we really inhale, open up. And exhale, really round forward. Inhale up and exhale. You can release. Now I'm going to shift in my seated position slightly. I'm going to turn the side so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to extend my legs kind of out and bend into my knees. So my foot bottoms are on the mat and I'm leaning back onto my hands. I'm trying to avoid my dog. All right, so my hands are down. They can be tented or you can place them flat on the mat. And again, our knees are bent. And what we're going to do here is we're trying to squeeze our shoulder blades behind us and we're trying to press that chest out and maybe drop the head back. So again, we're just opening the heart here. And now if you'd like, you can maybe windshield wiper the knees from side to side. That's also getting into those hips a little bit, warming up the hips. And again, we're just really trying to press that chest out. Again, maybe really dropping the head back. Just opening up that whole front body, our heart, our chest, our neck. And now if you're kind of windshield wipering the knees, you can bring them back to stillness. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to take some circles here with our chest. So again, we're tapping into that kind of like dark, divine, feminine, kind of sensual energy here. We're just kind of rotating our chest, really kind of tucking in and then pressing out. You can link your breath to your movement again if you'd like. Really squeezing those shoulder blades back behind you. Maybe reversing directions. Just linking breath to movement, kind of feeling yourself. You know, I highly recommend for this new moon in Libra listening to some music that makes you feel yourself, you know, and just find that flow. And then gently when you're ready, you can come back to stillness and you can go ahead and release. We're going to transition now to our hands and knees. So take your time. You can move gently, moving with intention to your hands and knees. Jack, why are you right where I need to be? All right. If you have a puppy, maneuver yourself around said puppy. All right. We are on our hands and our knees here. Our shoulder, elbow, wrists are stacked. Our hips are stacked over our knees. Now you can, if you'd like, put a blanket or a pillow or double up on your yoga mat under your knees if you need that support. I know I'm in like this building that I moved into is from the 1800s and these hardwood floors are definitely, you know, they're hard. So I'm here in my tabletop position. You're in the way, bro. That's not me. And we're going to get into our cat-cow here. So on the inhale, we're going to lift the chin, open up the heart. Again, same thing. We're really trying to open the heart here, arching the back, sticking the booty out. On the exhale, we really round, doming out the shoulders, tucking the chin to the chest, maybe tucking the pelvis. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Now you can do about 5 to 7 more of these on your own breath, linking your breath to your movement, finding your flow. And again, I really encourage you here to find that flow, that kind of sensual movement here. If you want to take some full body circles, you can. You can do what feels good. Just link your breath to your movement. Jack thinks it's playtime. It is in fact not playtime, Jack. I'm so sorry. He always brings me that lightsaber. It's a Darth Vader lightsaber toy that he got in his bark box. You know, we keep it real here, y'all. Real yoga is you're doing yoga with your dogs and your cats and your kids just bothering you. You know, it should just be like that. A couple more rounds here, just finding your flow, warming up the spine, warming up the heart. You can finish up your last round and come back to a neutral spine. Now we're going to continue to get into that heart here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our weight, I'm going to start with putting my weight into my right hand. And I'm going to lift my left hand to, again, bring my hand to the back of my head so my elbow is out. On the inhale, I'm going to press open that elbow and really try to open my heart out to the side. Exhale, I'm rounding. Inhale, I open up. Exhale, I round and curl it in. Inhale, open that elbow up, maybe squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, round, 2 more. Inhale. And exhale, last one. Inhale. And exhale, lay down. We'll take it to the other side here. So I'm placing that left hand down. I'm lifting that right hand up, placing that hand on the back of my head, and same thing here. I'm going to inhale, press that elbow open, really opening up the heart over to the right, maybe squeezing the shoulder blades. And exhale, I round, tucking it in. Inhale, open. We're trying to open the heart to the ceiling. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round, 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. You can go ahead and release that hand down. We're going to find our way to a child's pose. So I'm going to bring my knees as wide as the mat. I'm going to sink my hips down to my heels. Your hips do not have to touch your heels. We're just encouraging them down. We're extending the arms out, and we're dropping all the way down to the mat for this child's pose. You know, you can never go wrong with a little grounding during eclipse season. We're also getting to the hips here. If you'd like to open your heart more in this child's pose, you can bend at the elbows and bring those hands in prayer over your head. That's going to open the heart, open the shoulders a bit more. And we're just going to breathe here. Maybe revisit the intention that you set at the beginning of class. Maybe say it out loud here. Maybe remind yourself of it. And just taking a few deep breaths. And you can take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, if your hands are above your head, you can release them. We'll inhale to gently rise up to our hands and knees. And then on the exhale, we're going to come down to our bellies. Now I'm just going to scoot back so I can avoid my dog. And ironically, we're working our way up to puppy pose. Jack just knows. He's like, oh, puppy pose? Yeah, that's what we're doing today. So we're here on our bellies. We're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders. So my palms are planting on the mat underneath my shoulders. And my elbows are squeezed in to the sides. And we're going to flow through some low cobra here. So I'm going to press my palms into the mat. And I'm going to inhale. Just lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, we're going to inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to come to a Sphinx posture. So our Sphinx is we're coming to our forearms in front of us. So my forearms are coming flat in front of me. Again, avoid dogs, cats, children, you know. I have my forearms in front of me. My palms are still pressed into the mat. My chest, my head, chest are lifted. And I'm pressing my shoulders down and away from my ears. So kind of a very regal stance here. Now, if you'd like, you can start to shake the head from side to side. Maybe get into that cervical spine, the neck again. Now we're just breathing here in our Sphinx pose. You can gently come to stillness if you're shaking your head. And now we're going to find our puppy posture. You ready, Jack? We've been training for this all day. You are so ready to do this puppy pose. So we're gently going to press up to our hands and knees. Now, two options here. This is a very intense heart opener. So option one is to find your child's pose. You can widen the knees, honor and make space for the belly and thighs, and sink down into your child's pose. Your second option is we're on the hands and knees as if we were to set up for our child's pose, and we're going to walk the hands out, but instead of sinking the hips back to the heels, they're staying lifted above the knees. So your puppy pose is your hands walk out and you still drop your heart down to the mat, but again, our hips stay over our knees. So this is our puppy pose here. Now again, you can find that child's pose if you'd like, the child's pose with a heart opener. And we're gonna breathe here for a moment. Finding some nice deep breaths here in our puppy pose. Your forehead can be on the mat or your chin can be on the mat. And when we're ready to release, we do so gently, just slowly inhaling, lifting up, and you can come on down into a seat. All right, my friends, so we have opened up that heart, the shoulders, the neck, the throat, all of that good stuff. And we're going to start to get into the hips. We're still going to do the heart, but I promise we're going to do some hips today. We're going to tap into that dark, divine, feminine energy. All right, so we're going to do some low lunges. So I do have my blocks here. It's a great prop for a low lunge. So grab a hold of your blocks. We're seated on our knees. Again, if you need that extra support under your knees, go ahead and put maybe a pillow or a blanket underneath your knees. So I'm going to come to stand on those knees, and I'm going to step my right foot out. And I'm stepping it out into my low lunge. So my right knee is coming over my right ankle. I'm pressing into this left hip flexor. Now your hands can come to your blocks on either side of that right foot. You can come to your thigh perhaps. You can bring your hands to your hips maybe. Or maybe you want to inhale your arms up and over. Whatever feels right and good for you and your practice. Find that low lunge option. And we'll breathe here for a moment. Maybe lift the chin, open up the heart. Drop the head back. We'll take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, hands come back down to the blocks or to the mat. We're walking our hands back and straightening our front leg into our half splits. So our hands stay on either side of that right leg. Chin and chest stay lifted. I'm just straightening that right leg as much as I can. It's okay if there's a micro bend to it. I'm flexing my toes back towards my face. And I'm breathing here. I'm going to shift back into, I'm going to inhale here, exhale, shift back into my low lunge. And we're going to do some heart openers here. So again, if you'd like, you can stay with your hands on the blocks. You can raise your hands to your thighs, or I give you the option of lifting your hands to the back of your head, and we're going to get those heart openers in here. So on the inhale, we really open those elbows, drop the head back, lift the chin, press the heart out. Exhale, release. Inhale, open the heart, open the elbows. Exhale, release, one more. Inhale, really open, lift the chin, open the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. And exhale, you can go ahead and release. Hands can come to the blocks or to the mat. We're going to press into them and just step that right foot back. And we're going to switch out our sides. So now we're taking it to the left leg. So I'm stepping out my left foot into my lunge. I'm pressing into this right hip flexor. So my left knee goes over my ankle. Adjusting to make room for the puppy. I'm so sorry. You're in the way. So I'm pressing into my right hip flexor. My left knee is not going past my ankle. Maybe my hands are on either side of my left foot on the blocks. Maybe I lift to my thigh, maybe to the hips. He's so silly. Maybe inhaling the arms up overhead, whatever feels good for you. We're breathing here. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, releases the hands back down to the blocks or to the mat. Walking the hands back, straightening the leg, flexing the toes back towards my face for that half splits. Jack is now making a nest on the couch. Thankfully, he settled on the couch. And we're breathing here. Now on the next inhale, we return back to our low lunge and we're gonna get into these heart openers. So again, option if you'd like to stay on the blocks, option if you'd like to lift up. Maybe bring the hands to the back of the head. And we inhale, open up the elbows, open up the heart, drop the head back. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. Exhale, release, last one. Inhale, open. And exhale, release. You can bring the hands down, press into the blocks or into the mat, and release that foot back. All right, my friends, we're gonna find our way back down to our bellies. I'm gonna get these blocks out of the way. And we're gonna lower back down to our mats. Wow, it's so nice to have a full mat and not a puppy in my way. All right, so we're gonna come down to our bellies and we're gonna get into our shoulders and our hips here as we start to cool down. So we're gonna start with opening the heart and the shoulders. So what I'm gonna do here is extend my left arm straight out from my shoulder, straight out. My right hand is gonna plant on the mat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my right palm to press my body over this left shoulder. So you're kind of rolling up onto the left hip. Now you don't have to go very far. Find your edge, listen to your body. If you'd like to bend this top right leg, you can. It's kind of like an opposite twist is how I think of this posture. And we're breathing here. Breathing into the heart and into the shoulder. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, we roll back to center and switch it out. So now I'm extending my right arm out. My left hand is planting. And again, I'm pressing over, using my left palm, pressing over that right shoulder. Again, maybe coming up onto the right hip, maybe bending into that left knee, and breathing here. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, we release back down to the mats. Now we're gonna kind of do the same thing, but in our legs, in our hips. So you can bring your arms now to cross in front of you, your forearms to cross. You can rest your forehead or your chin on those forearms. And I'll start with the left leg so you can see what I'm doing here. My right leg's gonna stay extended. And I'm bringing my left knee out to the side. So my knee is coming out from my hip. My foot is coming out from my knee. Your knee can also stay kind of beneath the hip if you'd like. We just don't want to bring it past that hip. And this is our half frog pose. And we're going to breathe here. Nice big deep inhales and exhales. Now, option if you'd like to straighten, kick your blocks over, straighten this left leg out. Just gets a little bit more into the groin, into the hip, into the hamstring. So again, your left leg is just straight out from the hip. Right leg is still straight back. Now we're just breathing here. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and release that left leg back to straight, and we'll take it to the other side. So now I'm bending into my right knee out to the side. My right knee is coming out from my right hip. My right foot's coming out from the knee. Nice little frog pose. 90-degree angle here on that right leg. Left leg is straight. And I'm breathing. Now, option if you'd like to straighten that leg out. I don't think I can because I'm right up against the wall here, but if you can, go ahead and straighten that right leg out. And again, we're just breathing here. Breathing into that right hip. And when you're ready to release, do so gently, bringing that right leg back to straight. Now our final posture here, two options. Option one is to take your child's pose, any variation. Option two is to take a frog pose. So either way, we're gently pressing up to our hands and our knees. Now you can again take your child's pose or your puppy pose. Again, if you really like that posture, you can take that posture. If you'd like to try a frog, so double frog as opposed to the half frogs that we just did, we're bringing our knees wide, maybe even wider than the mat. The feet come out from the knees and we sink on down. Now the hips stay in line with the knees, the feet stay in line with the knees, 2 90-degree angles on either side. This is a very intense hip opener. So if you're like, that's a no from me, you don't have to do it. Again, everything I say is an option on order. This is just a variation. You can take your child's pose, your puppy pose. If you're really trying to work on middle splits and hip flexibility, this is a great posture. We're breathing here. Now when you're ready to release, you can either press yourself back up or you can push those legs back and down. Either way, we're going to come to rest on our bellies. Now, if there is any final posture or final pose that you feel like you need for your practice, you can take it here. You can also flip over onto your back if you'd prefer to take, your regular corpse pose, your regular Savasana on your back. I'm going to take a prone Savasana, but you can take any variation, any final pose you like. If you want to do a child's pose, you want to get on your back, whatever feels right and good for you. We're going to find our way to our Savasana. So if you'd like to take your prone Savasana like me, you can, just laying here on our bellies. You can maybe turn your head to one cheek, resting your head on your forearms. Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever feels good. And we're just tapping back into our breath here. Maybe reminding ourselves of our intention, our affirmation that we started class with. What are our intentions for this new moon, solar eclipse in Libra? Maybe say it out loud, say it in your head. Either way, we'll seal it with a breath. So nice big inhale in through your nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale, side out. Now this is where I will leave you, my friends. I encourage you to spend at least 5 to 10 breaths in your Savasana, in your resting posture, maybe a little bit of meditation. I hope you have a wonderful new moon solar eclipse, and I'll see you next time.